Welcome to Glaze's Geezer Garage. On this week's video, we're getting to a project that I had planned over 10 years ago. I started to get the infrastructure of my shop ready for this when I built the shop. Finally bought the materials, the I-beams I need to complete it. Basically what it is a mini bridge crane designed to pull motors, pull bodies off cars, all kinds of things. Got about a half-ton capacity, quarter-ton, half-ton capacity, so nothing major. But let's get to the video so you can see this mini bridge crane and the fabrication involved. Thanks for joining.
All right, everybody. I wanted to show you something I did last week. I went up to Cleveland, Ohio, and I picked up these large I-beams. They got a lot of brackets welded and clamped to them, but those are all coming off. I'll clean all these up, repaint them. You see a nice clean 10-footer there. I have a project in my shop for these. It's going to make my work a little bit easier. When I constructed this garage 7 years ago, I had planned for this, and the structure is designed to hold these beams. So a little bit of a surprise on a later episode, but I'll keep you guys posted and I'll videotape it and show you what I'm doing with these.
Well, that was much smoother than I expected, but this is a great saw. I bought the high-dollar blade for stainless, so it cuts through stuff pretty quickly, as long as you have everything square and clamped. Let's flip this beam and see if we can get it cut in two. Okay, get the old safety glasses on. I always take precaution. Let's see if we can cut this in two. Perfect.
I got both beams cut off. What I'm doing now, I'm going to reinforce it with some 3.5 inch by 3/8 plate steel. That's just a sample piece laying there. So I'm just blowing off this paint, give me a good weld. This side will be down, so that'll give me a lot more strength. Don't think I need it, but better safe than sorry.
Years ago, when I built this shop, I'll give you a little background. I intentionally bought this particular two-post lift. This lift is no longer in production, but I found one. My late cousin had one. I liked the I-beam construction, very heavy duty. And the reason I liked it was because I added 18 inches to the top of it, not just to go higher, but when I built this shop, I put a 10-inch I-beam in the wall, going parallel with the wall. You can see it in there, maybe. If you look real close, over here it's a little easier to see. The reason I did that is I wanted to build an XYZ gantry system that I could move back and forth. In other words, toward the wall or toward the lift, and also left and right and up and down. I already had the electric hoist, the quarter-ton electric hoist. So I found these used I-beams up in Northeast Ohio. And they were a little older, but I got them very, very cheap, very reasonable. And because they were a little rusty and I didn't fully engineer this, I went ahead and I'm adding, what you're looking at here will be the bottom of the beam. They'll be flipped over when I mount them up on top here from post to wall. And I'm just adding a 1/4 inch plate to give it a little bit more reinforcement. I'm leaving these mount pads here on because I may mount my air hose reel on that instead of on the post of the lift. But anyway, I'm cutting these 1/4 inch bar stock to the proper length. and then I'm going to proceed to weld those on later on today. So that's what's going on in the shop this week, and you're probably wondering, well, where's the Corvette chassis? Well, it's at the powder coater, so that gives me a week or two to get this gantry up. So what I'm doing here is I'm stitch welding this extra piece of bar stock on here, about every 8 inches. That should be plenty to give me some extra beam strength on this. But I ran out of wire. Gotta go get me some more MIG wire, 035. Yeah, this is going pretty good. Should be able to finish this welding up tomorrow, maybe even get a coat of paint on this. I have all the 1/4 inch plate reinforcement welded on, as you can see, on both beams. This will be the underside. Turned out real nice. My welding's getting a little better. But yeah, so let's flip them over and get the V-track guides on. What I did here, because metal and beams, especially structural steel, is never really that straight. And if you're doing a V-groove system, it's got to be parallel, and the angle iron, the inverted angle iron, has got to be really straight. So if you can see here, I took a string, centered it on end to end, and then I'll line up all these inverted angle irons for the V-groove casters to the string and spot weld it. All the V-tracks welded on. I just stitch welded them. Got them straight, pulled the line, they're straight as an arrow. Everything looks good. I have both of the beams for the bridge crane painted up. A nice satin black, the same as my lift. And now all I got to do is rent another little material lift. So to use mine and another one, because I think these are too heavy for one and it would be not very balanced. So we'll just use 2 material lifts, you know, with a hand crank, and put these right up there. I rented this material lift to help me lift the I-beams up into place for the bridge gantry system. What I'm doing here is I got 2 material lifts. Both of them are rated to easily handle this beam. This beam's probably 300 pounds, sharing the load. This one's probably only 200 pounds on this one, and there's not much on that one because of the way I had to put the beam so I could get away from this lift post. And the object is to set this beam up on top of the lift post and set it in that pocket in the wall. So let's keep going. As you can see, I have both beams in place. It took me, I'm gonna say an hour and a half. So I'm gonna get that rented lift back, that one there. It worked out just right. My old one worked out just right on the other end. The rented one carried most of the load because it's rated for a heavier, excuse me, rated for a heavier load. So I'm gonna get it back on the trailer and get it back to the rental place, because it's only a 4-hour rental. I still have a little time, but yeah, let's go after it now. Let's work on the beam that crosses, that has the hoist on it. I have my cross beam rigged up here. Get the casters on. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up there just to mock it up, make sure it fits, and then bring it back down and paint it. As you can see here, looks pretty good. I may reinforce this. I may put a little gusset across the top here and maybe here on the sides, but I don't think I need to. But if I do, if it bends a little more than I like, I'm gonna beef this up a little bit. So I got it rigged up here on my material lift, got it strapped on, nice and solid. So gonna put this thing up there. Okay, I got the cross beam in, or the trolley beam, whatever you want to call it. Works great, dimensions work great, it rolls clean all the way. The V groove casters are centered. As I said before, I may beef that beam up a little bit. You know, I always overload them. But yeah, I think when I get it down, I may put a brace across the top just to give it some more beef. Well, as I indicated I was going to do is I am going to reinforce this trolley portion of the bridge crane with a 1/4 inch by 3 inch on the bottom side to give it more beam strength. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a 4-inch piece, which is laying here on the floor, the full length on the web of the I-beam. And that's going to give this beam a lot more strength. I just felt it was a little lighter weight than I wanted, but I picked it up real cheap when I picked up the other 2 beams. So yeah, let's get this stuff welded on, and so we get this painted, get it up there and get it ready. I have the cross beam reinforced with this 3 by 1/4 along the bottom. I know it's on the top now, I just have this flipped over to paint it. And then I have this 4-inch piece of 1/4 inch on the web. That should give it plenty of beam strength. See right there. So probably didn't need this, but hey, why not be cautious? Okay, let's get it painted. I've got the bridge crane cross beam / trolley painted up. I also made these trolley stops that go at the end of my beams up there, so I don't roll this thing off the end. That would be a disaster. especially if it fell on a car. So anyway, yeah, got these things going. I'll put them up and show you how it all works. As you can see, I completed my mini bridge crane. It works just like I intended. I'm very happy with it. Notice this trolley is forward, back, left, right. Of course, up and down. This makes it a lot easier to pull motors, to lift bodies off. It's a 1/4 ton, but I've lifted almost a 1/2 ton with it before, so not a big deal. Thanks for joining Glaze's Geezer Garage. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on me fabricating this mini bridge crane. I think it's going to come in very useful for pulling motors, pulling bodies, doing all kinds of work here. I had one in my other shop. It was just a monorail system, which was harder to work with as far as lining things up. But hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. And again, looking forward to next week's video. We'll probably start putting the chassis back together. But hope you enjoyed it. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you guys.